On this episode of Buff's Garage, we're going to work on a couple of Pontiac Grand Prix. We got to get them back on the road. Let's see how much we get done today. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Buff's Garage. I'm out here at beautiful Grand Lake, Oklahoma, the possible future home of Buff's Garage, but I still haven't found the garage yet. So as beautiful as the background is, it's hot and it's humid, but we're going to try to beat the heat, and the best way to do that, we're going to fix the AC on the old free GTP. So a lot of things developed along the timeline. Now that's hot. That is really hot. Yep, that's hot. So a lot of things developed after getting that car, and most of all, it needs a tune-up. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to dive into the engine compartment, do a little refresh, just tune things up, and then we're going to check on that AC. Fast forward, if you haven't seen this beauty, this is my 63 slammed Prix, and you can go check out that whole playlist. But I want to thank all the new subscribers. You guys have overwhelmed me. Just, I'm speechless. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, what do you tell a guy that grew up in rural Midwest America that he's got thousands of people tuning in every week to watch him do stupid stuff with cars? I mean, I'm doing it anyway. I'm just doing it on camera now, and you guys keep liking it and keep subscribing. I've had people asking, if you're moving, where can I send stuff to? If you guys do want to send something, I'm not asking. I don't need. I mean, I appreciate it. If you guys want to send me something, I'm not going to tell you no. Thank you ahead of time. Let's get to working on cars. Okay, so for those of you that are new to the channel, let me introduce you to the free GTP. This is a 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP, and this sucker's fully loaded. This thing has leather, heads-up display, sunroof. It's got the big supercharger. That's right, this is a supercharged 3800 V6 under the hood. Well, let me just show you. Ow! Why does everything have to be hot? So that's right, this is supercharged. It's got a little supercharger right here on top of this V6. So this is based on the tried and true 3800 V6 engine that was in so many of these front-wheel drive cars back in the 90s. But then they took it a step further and they kicked it up with a supercharger on top. And I have to say, out of the 90s, this is one of the coolest sports sedans you could buy. You know what? It's hot. I mean, why fix the engine when we can fix the AC? If you go back to Vantana, before I fixed the windows, I fixed the AC. That's just smart thinking, until I hit a deer. Are we ever going to see Vantana again? I may still have the boots and the hat. Let's go ahead and start working on the AC on this car. Get it juiced up and see if we got to actually replace that compressor or not. Wow, that's hot too. You'd think I'd learn. Stop being hot. Is everything hot? Ooh, that's not hot. So one of the things I like to do is to go ahead and locate where my low side port is. Your air conditioner has a high side and a low side. Your low side is where you're going to do all your servicing. We don't want to play with the high sides, but just for reference, on this 1998 GTP, the high side is right here, and you can tell because it's got a beautiful burgundy red cap and it has a big H on it. We just want to have proof of concept. We just want to see if it's going to work, and the best way to do that is to jump over to the low side. We're going to jump all the way back here underneath the wipers. There's a black cap. Usually these have a big L, but this one has obviously been replaced. So I went to my local O'Reilly's, and they have this high and low side service port repair kit. The biggest source of your main leak is that little bitty core right inside that port. So what I do is I just buy this little kit. You guys can pick this up yourself. This is an AC Pro auto air conditioning port service repair kit. Now, there's a lot of other things that can go wrong, and this is by far not the right way to do it. But quick, fast, and in a hurry, you need some AC. This might work, and if it does, that's a win. Let's give it a shot. All right, so the best part of this kit is it comes with its own core removal tool. Take our core removal tool, get the core out. Oh, and don't forget the new core. So these caps and cores are pretty much like a cotter pin here at Buff's Garage, and they tend to find their way, they disappear, they run away, find a new home. They're not long for this world. They just go missing. So if you wouldn't mind, just like the cotter pin, which I appreciate you guys always hanging in there for the cotter pin, you go ahead and watch that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this old core out, do the switch. And just like I thought, there's nothing in the system. Usually you get just a little puff or something, but it's empty. So we're gonna go ahead and get our new core. Our old core is obviously worn out. Put it on the core tool and get that secured in there. So this is the part that's not gonna be as much fun. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my vacuum tool. We're gonna hook this up and see if it holds vacuum. But that's boring. That's not something you wanna watch. So in the meantime, why don't you guys go to a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. And welcome back. What'd you think of that? Everyone needs one of those, right? What the heck, let's just put some refrigerant to it and see what happens. I just went ahead, went to the parts store, grabbed some refrigerant. This is R134A, and I got one of these little cheapy gauges that don't last very long, so it's not like this is your permanent use tool, but it does quickly and easily attach to your R134 can. This hooks into your low side port, and with that, it's got a gauge on it. Man, it's hot in here. Okay, so for this to work, we have to have the car running. We need to put this on AC. Let's turn it on. As cold as it'll go. It's trying to do it, but let's get her charged up. So here we're hooked into our low side port. We got our gauge, we got our can of refrigerant, and our trigger. So I want to point out, we obviously have a compressor that's got a horrible knocking noise going to it. It's coming out ice cold. Project fixed. Sort of. Well, that's one thing about the lake. And that thing's noisy. Once a weekend wraps up, most of these people actually pack up their cars and go somewhere else. Kind of a summer house type of situation. All right, so this thing's noisy. So we're definitely gonna look into getting a new compressor. I also have a new thermostat for the cooling system, so I'm told these engines are running way too hot at 190 degrees. Should be running more around 160, 180. Got new plug wires and spark plugs, and probably need new coil packs, but those are spendy. But let's see how well we did on the AC. So I ended up just getting a regular old meat thermometer. Let's see what it says. So it definitely feels hotter than it is outside. It says it's currently 86 degrees plus humidity. It's hot, sticky. Let's see what our AC looks like now that we got it charged up. So that's probably not the best way to determine whether or not your AC works, but I can tell you the real feel for me was a whole lot cooler than it was just about 20 minutes ago. This thing's a 1998. It's got the original compressor in it. It's probably time to go ahead and maybe get a new one. For now, it has AC that works. Just a little noisy, but it works. And you know, sometimes that's good enough. Just get it going, get yourself down the road, make it to the next payday or the next, just get it going. And if you can get it going, then you can always improve it later. So for now, AC's done. We got to get the rest of the parts in so we can finish the tune-up. Some more parts in. That one for me.
There's two of them for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Spark plugs. And just like that, we got our plugs recommended through an online forum just for GTPs. They were the cheapest ones that I could get that were also the same spec as guys that actually race these things. So we're gonna go ahead and install those. Done. So despite the free GTP, gotta wait for other people. So despite the free GTP having a little tappy-tap under the hood, I went ahead and got this AC charged up. It is ice cold right now. It's 95 degrees outside and it is just under 60 on my little meat thermometer. It feels cold to me, and that's really what matters when you're driving the car. In the meantime, we got a little bit of an open window situation in the back that we've got to look at. I do have the parts, so let's go ahead and tear this door apart, see if we can't fix this window, and we've got one last thing to do to this car before it's road ready. In true YouTuber fashion, I picked one of the worst, hottest days to go ahead and try to tackle this. Now our goal is going to be to get this door panel off so we can get to the internals, fix whatever it is that's not doing the up thing that we need it to do. So I guess we just need to take this door apart. All right, with most GMs of this era, these 80s and 90s cars, you're usually going to find a couple of holes underneath the armrest or in the door handle lock area. But in our case, we found 2 little plugs underneath here. And sometimes that's going to be a Phillips head, but I can tell you, because I know it's GM, it's going to be a T-bit, which is like a star, anywhere from a T15, T25, anywhere in that range. So we've got our bit. It fits. So we're going to go ahead and pull this apart. Now after those screws are out, you want to get a pry tool just for panels and come through all the way around the edge and release the plastic clips that hold the door in place. Because this car is so old, there is a possibility that I'm going to break a few of them. So you can run down to your local auto parts store, order them online. They have these replacement plastic clips. I just happen to have a whole bunch of them, but they're all at Buff's garage. So here we are at Buff's lack of garage. We're going to go ahead and pull this apart the old-fashioned way. Yeah, this poor thing is just falling apart. And it's hot. Somebody's had this panel off before. This is not the first time. That's all right, we can fix it. All right, now with the panel off, you're gonna see you got this plastic here that's kind of just stuck on with this black tarry stuff. If at all possible, you wanna try to salvage this plastic. It separates the dirt and moisture from getting inside the car. But we're gonna have to peel it off to get to what we need to get to. And this stuff is messy, especially when it's really hot outside. So here's where you're gonna notice all your access points to get in to the inside of your door, your window, all of that to get to the regulator and the motor. So we're gonna get our parts out, see what all we've got, then start disassembling all this so we can swap it. So what we have in the box is a window regulator. It's very hot. A new power window motor, electrical connections. So everything inside the car that connects to the window, power window motor, and of course the wiring, we're gonna have to pull out of the car to put this in. Should be able to switch this out pretty quick. So all of these bolts are 10 millimeters, so I'm gonna buzz them out real quick. Now you're gonna wanna secure your window up, and then you wanna go ahead and disconnect your electrical to the window motor. And once this window's up, we're gonna pull all that assembly out. Be mindful, all of this metal is very sharp, and well, that makes it fun. I don't know the future of Brian Vantana. I wish I did, and I'm glad you guys care. Now I will say that if Ford or Enterprise or anybody, even Chevy, Dodge, I guess they're not Dodge anymore, Ram, if they want to sponsor me and offer me up a truck, I'll put it on video and I'll drive it around. You'll see it in every episode. So main thing is be really careful. Your parts are going to probably be as brittle as mine. They're wanting to fall apart. Back on the Tappy-Tap kick. And with the 2 black buttons back in place, our door panel is reattached. Our window is ready to operate. We're back in business. Excuse me. Where's the cup holder? Ah, there we go. Fixed. Uh-oh. Woo! That's icy cold. Somebody stop me before I end up hurting myself. Or the car! Let's go try to wash it for real. You guys have watched me wash this car once before. So really, do you need to see it all again? these hoses, I'm telling you. Those are death traps. Anyway, let's take a look at the car. So once again, our free GTP is looking pretty snazzy. Still got a little bit more tape stuff I gotta clear off of that window. And this side molding trim just fell off. My guess is heat. It's just so darn hot because I noticed this piece is starting to come loose. The front of this one's starting to come loose in there. All of these plastics need to be cleaned a little bit more thoroughly, maybe with a really fine scrub brush, and then come back and see if we can't polish them up. If not, we'll do what we're gonna do to our spoiler and our deck lid. We're gonna go ahead and wet sand all this clear coat down. And then I'm gonna try a little Poppy's patina and see if we can't get it to, well, pop. The rest of this car just needs to be polished and loved. There's a few little parking lot issues here, a few little dents and dings, just from years of spending its life as a daily driver type car. Another piece that's not only popped off, but split, so I'll have to come in and repair that. And you can see where the adhesive's coming loose there, so I'll have to work on that. Go ahead and polish up those rims. We may have to come back and re-clear coat those, but we'll make them look pretty again. But again, a few little cracks and dings in the paint, nothing too horrible. For being a 1998, it looks to be in pretty good shape. So with the car clean, we know we have to wait on a new AC compressor because quite honestly, as cold as it was, I just don't want it to seize up and rip the belt off and just cause more damage. So I've ordered an AC compressor. Once that arrives, we'll get that put in and this car will be in good shape. So my goal for today was to tackle the wiring on the slammed Prix. The problem is I need to get a wiring harness. So I've got that coming as well. Once that's here, we will tackle this one in another episode. Sorry to give you false hopes. Waiting on parts is half of the battle right now. You guys get it. I know you do. We will come back to this. It's got to get new wiring, probably a whole new fuse box, got to get the air ride hooked up, maybe a shifter, and maybe, possibly going to go ahead and move the transmission filler dipstick tube, maybe. No, probably not. What is this place? Where am I? Who am I? So I'm back in Burlington, Kansas, back at the original home of Buff's Garage. And I'm in disguise because every time I look at my subscribers, it's just going up and up and up. So I decided to disguise myself as someone that no one knows. I know him because I like hanging out with him. The guy's got really cool cars and he's a lot of fun. But I don't think anybody will recognize him. But here in Burlington, Kansas, people recognize Buff from Buff's Garage. So I think my disguise is gonna work. So far, there's not been a single car drive by. And you guys know from my other videos that this place has usually got cars driving by all the time. But I'm here to pick up a few more cars. I gotta mow the lawn just so it doesn't look horrible. And then I'm gonna split. Hopefully the disguise works. Okay, let's get it done, quick. Now, if I only had a holy goat, I'm sure no one would show up. Ooh, a car drove by. Gotta go. Okay, so for now, The disguise seems to have worked. There's almost been no traffic. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this yard, get that truck packed, and then we'll be back on the road. You didn't arrest me?
It was too hot.
Yeah, no, I get it. Guys, actually, we got a really good working environment with Burlington PD. The chief is here just to visit, make sure everything's going well on the property. So I just want to say thank you for working with me. I appreciate it. And hopefully everything goes well at the new property as well. Don't inundate Burlington PD with phone calls, please.
Unless, of course, you need something.
If you need something for real, but you should probably live in Burlington if you do.
That'll work.
So while the Burlington PD was nice enough to go ahead and give me a warning this time, it was all in fun. The police chief came by to check to see how the progress was going. He was gracious enough to give me a little bit of a leeway, a little bit of buffer, if you will, to get the cars moved. He recognized I had several cars in various stages, so they did try to bend over backwards to help me get the cars legal in a sense, but I found that I don't really want to register 11 cars in Kansas. The personal property taxes alone would bankrupt me. Going down to Oklahoma, they're a little bit more lenient. So even with a good working environment, it's time to call Burlington, you know, the past and not the future. And the chief and I had a good conversation about that. He's happy with my progress, and quite frankly, so am I. So I'm going to be coming back to get a few more vehicles. You know what, guys? It's hot. It's time to hit the road and get the heck out of Burlington. So I thought by dressing in my Dalton pole barn garage shirt, it would give me a more Caribbean vibe. And so this oppressive heat would feel more tropical. Nope, just hot. Let's get back to the lake. So a friend of mine over at Big Block 402 channel, who bought a 2023 Ford F150, he suggested not just turning off the traction control, but holding the button. That was the key. Advanced track. You gotta hold that button, not just to turn it off, but to turn off the advanced track. Between the two of them, once they're both off, your 2023 F-150 will do a burnout. So we're in an undisclosed location. Just don't look at the road because you'll actually see what's stamped on it. But this is a very historical piece of road, and it's almost gravel, but we found the one section that has some pavement. And now we're going to test and see if the 2023 Ford F-150 can do a burnout. Welcome to beautiful Miami. Well, not that Miami. I'm in Miami, Oklahoma on Route 66, dropping off a Ford F-150 to Enterprise Rental Car. So I'm going to bid farewell to the 2023 Ford F-150 thanks to Enterprise Rental Car. Also thanks to my insurance company who provided it. It's time for Buff's Garage to move on to another project. Therefore, I guess I gotta fix something and make it drive. I wonder what we're gonna work on next. Stay tuned. Almost forgot the most important thing. They're pretty discreet. You don't really see them, but hopefully the deer hear them. We don't have another problem like we did with Vantana. Thanks, Mom. Oh, and thanks for watching Buff's Garage.